Broadband's Northwest Sports. I'm your host, David Schmidtke, the PGE Park. You know, some sports are more than a test of an athlete's ability. They're also a test of a machine. Reporter Kim Birchfield shows us some monstrous machines and the men and women who drive them.
They're big, they're loud. Holy cow. And for some, they're a living.
I don't make that much money. I made more money out of high school than I'm making now, which kind of sucks.
Why do you do it then?
I'm addicted now. I mean, it's a rush. I don't know. For bragging rights, I guess, mostly.
Guzman.
Chris Guzman first got hooked on these big wheeled beasts when he lived in Sandy, Oregon.
When I first started it, I was really in it, you know, trying to get in a seat. I started out wrenching and welding, and you know, I met a guy up at Mountain Hood, and he'd been doing it for years, and he got me the job. I quit everything, got rid of everything I had, and drove to California, and I've been doing it since.
Now he travels all over the nation. He's a professional monster truck driver.
My job right now is to drive, well, I work on the truck. I'm my own crew guy, so I do all the motor work. I do the welding, anything that breaks, I gotta fix it. I race the truck, and I also drive this big semi here from town to town, so.
That sounds impressive to me.
Yeah, I heard, you know, a lot of people think it's just a big glory thing, but we work hard 7 days a week. I've been home, about 4 weeks in 5 years, and it's a lot of work. Every morning before the shows, I spend 3 to 4 hours working on it, maintaining it, checking bolts, filling fluid, you know, all that kind of stuff. 10 times, 100 times of what you would a normal car, you know.
Monster truck drivers pretty much have to be mechanics, because they're always breaking stuff.
They realize they're here to put on a show, and breakage is going to happen, you know.
Just 1 hour before the big race in Molalla, all of these drivers from different teams put competition aside and pitched in together to try to fix this rear end.
It's helpful. I mean, you don't want to see some guy sitting there broken. I'd rather see him out there. It doesn't matter whether he's going to come out there and beat you. You want him out there. You know, it's more exciting plus for the crowd.
These trucks are 9,000 pounds, pushing 1,300 horsepower. They break a lot of stuff, so your maintenance is a big thing.
But there are those drivers who get too big for their britches.
Superstar syndrome sets in on them, and they just drive the heck out of the trucks, and then they don't want to work on them. Pretty soon your truck's just a piece of junk.
And some fans get a taste for monster truck madness and suddenly dream of being behind the wheel.
We get a lot of guys who come out, man, I want to drive a monster truck, I want to do this, you know, and they... Normally you don't just get thrown in the seat. You got to work on them and understand how they work and learn all the tricks to it and just, you know, wrench on them for a while before you get in the seat. And they get out there and they think it's the high life, you know, I think it's all fun and games, and then you get out on the road and they figure out it ain't, and they don't last very long.
But for many drivers, even those who really love it,
I don't have a boss looking over my shoulder every day. You know, I don't got to work from this time to this time. I can sleep in and work late if I want.
There comes a time when you just start to wonder what it would be like to punch the clock closer to home.
It's just burning me out living on the road. You know, it's kind of...
How many years have you been doing it?
5. This is 5th year.
Until then, Chris will just keep fixing what's broken. And he'll keep on trucking to the next chance to earn that little paycheck and those big old bragging rights.
I don't mean to say anything, but you're not the smoothest driver.
Oh, come on, man. Keep it up and we're going to go out there and go over the jumps.
So, what's the average length of time people drive these trucks, you know?
Well, Chris told me that he was going about 5 years and he's looking at retiring, and a lot of the guys don't make it that long. They get out on the road, they miss their families, and they don't like that lifestyle. So it just varies.
Yeah. What I liked about that piece was the look on your face when he fired it.
Oh, that was so loud. I had to hang on, you know, to the bars. There's no seat there. There's no passenger seat. So I was just hanging on with my feet on like monkey bars. And every time he would rev it up, I would want to hold my ears, but I couldn't because I had to hang on. So that was pretty fun, though.
That's why that look.
Yeah, that's why the look. It hurt a lot, but I guess if you're out in the stands, probably it's not that bad. It's not quite that loud.
So Chris is hoping to become a little bit more of a homebody sometime down the road.
His fiance really wants him to stop driving monster trucks professionally. He said, though, that if he ever stops, he won't actually go out and buy a truck and be a sponsor of one unless he buys one that he just gives rides on. Because they cost about $100,000 to buy. $50,000 if he builds it himself. But so he'll of rides, and that'll be his living.
All right, not a bad way to go. Thanks, Kim.